Good morning YouTube fans. Today I've got another photography job, and this one is taking photos of the Beijing Film Academy and the Confucius Institute of Scotland presents a Midsummer Night's Dream. It's in a big hall and it's one of the festival events which is happening in Edinburgh just now. So it's starting at 11 o'clock, hasn't just left the house, it's at 10:30, so I should be there on time. The other thing is, in the request to go take photos, it didn't say RSVP, but I still RSVP. It said, hello Luke, I'd like to RSVP for this photography event. So whenever you get a job, always make sure you email back, because then she sent me another email saying, good, meet at the side door at this time and we'll be able to get you in. So even if it's a job where they just said, come along and do it, always ask where and when, if there's any extra details, because things always change at the last minute. Now for a shoot like this, you're going to need a couple of different lenses. You don't really want to use a zoom lens unless it's an f2.8, but for me I'm going to use a wide angle, a fisheye to make it a bit more interesting, and also my 50mm f1.4. And those are pretty much the three lenses I'm going to be using throughout the whole time that I'm at the festival. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so here we are actually in the McEwen Hall getting shots of the actors, and this is how it looks. So this is the hall. All the press and photographers are down at the front. And then we've got people doing the lighting up there.
好，预备，开始。
梁师傅，王上，梁山伯为梁山伯，这应该是梁山伯girlfriend。Bonita, are you okay, Bonita? Please, forward.
Here's a quick shot of them doing some acrobatics as well.
You are playing 梁山伯 mother. Mother? Yes.
对不起，稍停一下，对不起，现在我说错了，是我。来，你每次走随便。OK。来。来。
You can definitely hear in the background the speed of some of the other people's cameras. Quite a few people are shooting with Canon 1DSs, and they're shooting at 10 frames a second, so you can sometimes hear that in the background. But here's some of the shots. Here's another example of how dynamic range is constrained inside cameras compared to the human eye. For example, I'm shooting at this show just now where the actors are all got lots of strong white light on them, and in the background there's this really cool kind of green light. But unfortunately in the camera you can't see that without the people being totally blown out. I'll show you here. So you see here, or here's a better example. This is them there, but then when you brighten it up, you can see the background with all its kind of greenness. And again, they're totally exposed for the people, but then exactly the same image, but exposed for the background. So that's where digital cameras aren't that great at being able to get the full dynamic range. This is something which you could probably see with your eye, but certainly the camera couldn't see without taking multiple exposures, or bracketed exposures. Now what I also did was a panoramic. So here's a 360-degree image of the actual area, and there's kind of a globe version of it. Now if I actually go into the software that I use, I can actually move around in the actual hall that we're in. So there you can see right up into the roof. See, there's one little bit which I missed to take a photo, that little black bit there. You can also see my little rucksack down at the side, and also a big hole at the bottom. But this was me just standing and trying to do it as quickly as possible. This was again done with my with my 10mm fisheye lens. And when you zoom in, you can really see that the people are totally blown out, but you can see all the people nicely exposed. This was usually, I think this was at 3200 ISO, so pretty bright. And here's another one. I was actually standing on the chair to get this. You can see the other photographers kind of having a little look at me, thinking, what the hell is this person doing? And then you can see right up into the roof, there's no holes or anything, you can see the whole area. Probably done about a 15th of a second, ISO 3000, and aperture at its f2.8, as bright as it can go. And you can see that's where I was kind of standing there, just see my feet. But again, if you zoom into the actual area, the people are totally blown out. And that's to do with the dynamic range of the camera. It can't keep all the detail. And another thing, here's just a couple more images from the actual shoot. When you're shooting this, you're still going to want a fairly fast frame, so maybe around about the 90th of a second. And to get that, I had my camera on aperture mode, so it's always at f1.4 or 2.8, and I had it on spot metering. So the spot was on the people where the lights were going on. So that always usually helped me get a correct exposure, meaning the background was usually pitch dark, but the person was well exposed. And the only thing is, with the lights being in different positions and the people moving around, then sometimes you got funny shadows on them, which wasn't your own fault. So yeah, there you go, that's a couple of images from the shoot. Hope that's helped, and if you've got any questions, just leave a message down below. Thanks a lot.